Hi traders, thanks for stopping by thetradinganalyst.com. This is Taylor and we're going to take a look at a bunch of charts here and I'm going to give my analysis and my thought process, and you're going to walk away from this video with some newfound knowledge on technical analysis as well as hopefully some profitable trade ideas based off of this free analysis video we're about to give you right now. But first, if you're not already a member at thetradinganalyst.com, go ahead and give us a visit on the homepage of the website and get to know us a little bit better. If you like these free videos and analysis we give to you on a daily basis, it's nothing in comparison to the membership you get once you sign up and join with the premium membership. As soon as you sign up and join with the premium membership, you're going to get instant access to the profitable trade alerts that our current members are loving and getting on a daily basis. It's a great opportunity for you, and we'd love to help you start making winning trades in the market. Alright, so let's take a look at these charts here. We're going to start off with Target here, and Target, congratulations if you've been following along because we've been calling for the upside move on Target, and I'm going to go over exactly why, just in case you didn't watch the last video, because I really want you to learn this setup. And the setup that I'm talking about is a false breakdown. There are false breakouts and there are false breakdowns. Alright, and so Target right here had a false breakdown, and I'm going to show you exactly what made it a false breakdown. So here we are coming into resistance here on Target. Here's the resistance. There it is. There it is. There it is. Here we are coming into this resistance, getting rejected, and then breaking this trend line right here. So we've got test there, test here, multiple tests here, and then we broke down below it right here. And then as you can see, look at how swift that reversal was right there, all right? To not only break back above this trend line, but back above this resistance right here. So this made this a false breakdown right when we broke back over this trend line right here. And as you can see, we've headed even higher since then. We're still targeting higher, near about $63 to $64. Right there on Target. I think it's going to head up there at the very least. We could want to fill this gap up there at about $66, $67, but let's take it one level at a time. This is our conservative target near $63, $63.50, and that's based off of the previous based off of the previous resistance. I'm sorry, previous support rather that we had right here. So now that we're on the underside, it's turning into a level of resistance. And that's what we're seeing on Target. So let's move on to the next play here, and this is Twitter. And this is another one that we saw a false breakout move on. And you can clearly see that we had a resistance here, resistance there. We broke over it right here, and then ended up breaking back below it right there. And we called for some downside move as soon as we broke this 1827, 1825. As you can see, we headed lower right there. Obviously, we got this hammer, so we'll see if we can get some kind of a bounce. But to me, Twitter looks like it's heading lower as long as it stays below that 1830. A great bounce zone on Twitter is down here near the 50-day moving average against this trend line. You can see it started there, got a bounce right here, and right here. So if and when we do head lower, which I am expecting, I also expect a bounce off of this uptrend line. So you can kind of play it between these two levels, and then we'll kind of see which level ends up giving. But right now, we like it for short below 1830, and then longs near that trend line that is given Twitter support. The next one we're going to take a look at is Expedia. In Expedia, let's just take a look at this longer term chart here. Going back on the weekly time frame, you can see we've got, this is just such a clean looking chart going back all the way to 2011. Here's a bounce off that trend line. There's another bounce, almost a bounce there. Zooming in, here's a perfect bounce, almost a bounce there, perfect bounce here, and then look where we bounced off of it just recently, off of that trend line right there. So just a really beautiful trend line to kind of keep you should draw this on your own chart because it is an important level here for Expedia. Again, like I always say about trend lines, anyone can draw a line on a chart. Okay, we can go in here and we can be like, oh, there's a trend line. Oh, here's a trend line right here. Okay, but what matters is that not the angle of your trend line or how you draw the trend line. It matters is the stock reacting to that line, okay? Because at the end of the day, these are just lines on the chart, and they don't mean anything unless it means something to this specific stock, okay? Each stock is different, and each stock has its own angle. Again, they like to keep similar angles and similar stuff like that, but each stock is not going to react to the same angle as each other. So you want to make sure that you're getting the angle that this specific stock is honoring. And obviously this is a key trend line here for Expedia. It came down here, bounced right off of that trend line just beautifully. So now that we have that longer term view, we've got this more shorter term view here, and we pointed out this breakout over this trend line here, and as you can see, got a nice move since then. So now I still expect Expedia to head higher, at least to retest these previous highs right there. And we can use levels of support right here against that trend line right here, about 148 to 149 is going to be that level. So if we head lower, that's a nice bounce zone up to about 160. I think it's going to get there sometime in the near future. The next one we're going to take a look at is Chipotle. And Chipotle has a bottoming look here, and we've got earnings coming out, I believe, near the end of this coming up week. I believe the 26th. Don't quote me on that because I'm just trying to recall from memory. I know it's coming up. It's either this coming up week or the following week. So you can look it up. You know, Earnings Whispers is a great website for that. But as far as in the short term right here, it looks like it has a bottoming formation. I'd like to see a little more volume, but so far the pattern is constructive. We broke over this downtrend line. You can see started here, got a rejection there. Here's a rejection, here's a rejection, and then we ended up breaking out right here. We turned bullish on Chipotle ever since it broke out of this little box right there, and as you can see, headed higher since. So again, congrats if you followed along. Now we have this new uptrend line to work with. So here it started there, grinded up against it there, and that's right here where the 20-day and the 50-day moving average are both converging right there. So if we head lower, that's a nice potential bounce zone right there. We've got a gap to fill right here at about 329.60 from the close of this day. So that's probably going to close before we potentially head lower or do anything. But I think this gap filling above us is very likely on Chipotle. The next one we're going to take a look at is Starbucks. In Starbucks, we pointed out this trend line here that you really wanted to keep an eye on, as well as the 50-day moving average. You can see it started there. Perfect bounces off of it here. Perfect bounces off of it here. As you can see, right here on Friday, we came into that level right here, bounced exactly off of that trend line. So if you've been following along on these videos, you would have done very nicely. I think it's going to continue to get a bounce here. You want to see, if you're bullish on Starbucks, you really want it to see, to have it hold this trend line. If we break back below this trend line, we're going to head back down to this level down here at about 52.75. Okay, so more than likely though, we're going to see some kind of a bounce. So we'll see what action we can get on this week, but it's definitely at a very key level here. This is the make or break level here for Starbucks at the 50-day moving average and this uptrend line. The next one we're going to touch on is CVS, and this is one we called for a bounce on because of a couple different reasons. You can see we had this support that we bounced at previously right here, and we broke back below that support right here, and then boom, broke back over it right here. So that was a false breakdown, led to a very swift move to the upside. So congrats if you followed along. Now, we're coming into some potential short levels on CVS. We've been nailing CVS. We called for CVS to head lower ever since it had a false breakout. So here's that false breakout. Here's that resistance there, here, right there. We break over it right here, and then boom, break back under it right here. We called for the downside move from about $82 all the way down to $73. That is a huge, huge gain here if you followed along on this, especially if you're playing options. That was a very, very nice gain. So we nailed the downside move on CVS, and here we are nailing the upside move on CVS as well. So that goes to show you, again, this is how you trade and invest successfully. You don't care about this company. You don't have any bias. It could go to 100. It could go to 0. We don't care. All we care about is making money on the direction of the stock. Okay? We don't get paid at the bank. We can't withdraw our opinions and biases from the bank account. Okay? We withdraw money, and you make money by trading in the direction that the stock is going in. So check your biases and your opinions at the door. You got to play the direction of the stock. So we nailed the downside move. Now we're nailing the upside move, and we're coming into some potential short levels. I'll go ahead and I'll go over that right now. So we got the Fibonacci retracement level. If you draw it from the high here to the low here, and we've got the 61.8 Fibonacci retracement level up here near about $79, $79.50, and that matches up perfectly with that previous bounce zone right here. So if we do head up to that level, that's going to be a good shorting opportunity, in my opinion. But right here, this is a really nice uptrend that we're seeing, and congrats if you've been following along on that CVS trade. The next one we're going to touch on is Nike, and this is another one we called for an upside move. We called for an upside move pretty much right to where it hit at, just above $53. That was our minimum target based off of this previous support right here, and now it's resistance right here. You can clearly see that resistance level and the 50-day moving average. So we got our bounce off of this $50 or $51 support, and we were targeting up here near about $53.50. So we hit that. We bounced off the support like we mentioned. We've been doing these free videos for you against this support. It bounced perfectly off of our support level and then hit our target up here near about $53.50. So again, congrats if you followed along. And just to kind of review why this was such a key level, we bounced off of it here, right here, bounced off near that level back here in last November, and then again back here previously in June. So this is a big time level here for Nike, and that's why we called for the bounce off of it right there. So right now, it's probably going to get some kind of consolidation, kind of trade sideways here before potentially making the move higher. So if we get a close over about 54, then we're going to look for another breakout to fill this gap up here. So thank you for stopping by and watching this video. I really hope that you learned a lot, took some notes. Keep on coming back, watching these videos, learning. If you want to learn even more and step up your trading game, then go ahead, visit us on the website and get to know us a little bit better. If you like these free videos, it's nothing in comparison to the membership you get once you sign up and join with the premium membership. As soon as you sign up and join the premium membership, you're going to get instant access to the profitable trade alerts that our current members are getting and loving on a daily basis. It's a great opportunity for you, and we'd love to help you start making winning trades in the market.